Okay, good morning. This is going to be a quick review of the Meike hand grip for the Fujifilm X100F. I'm a big fan of the X100F. Owned a couple of the previous generations. And I enjoy having an extra grip. The Fujifilm X100 series is a great retro camera, solid built, takes wonderful pictures, really inspires one to become a better photographer. But it can be kind of, it's very compact. It can be kind of hard to hold, especially if you have big hands like I have. So that brings to mind coming up with a grip. And I've tried some other grips. And all of them have some drawbacks. So I have one that is, it seems like it's 3D printed out of a plastic rubber material. And it's pretty good and it helps protect the camera. But it doesn't have an ARCA clamp mechanism on the bottom. So then I tried another brand, and basically it had a nice grip on it, but it was so big that there really wasn't room for between the grip and the lens for my fingers. And so that was a problem. So recently I found, and the grips for the X100F have been kind of hard to find at times, harder than for some of the other cameras. And the ones that you do find would be pretty expensive. This one from Meike is about $53, and it's really well made. It has the ARCA clamp provision on the bottom to make it easier to put on a tripod. I use ARCA clamps like with my other pro level cameras. Not that this isn't a pro level camera, but the ones I use for professional work. And the fit and finish is absolutely perfect for the X100. It's also, it's pretty small, so it doesn't detract from the look. So I'm going to use an Allen wrench. One didn't come in the box, by the way, but I have a ton of these because it seems that one comes with every camera accessory, whether it's a video accessory or a still camera accessory. And it just goes into the 1/4-20 in the bottom. So another good reason, especially with the Fujifilm cameras, another good reason to use some sort of grip or some kind of ARCA clamp on the bottom is it kind of reduces the duty cycles on that 1/4-20 that's in the bottom. And the way Fujifilm does that, there have been some failures of that 1/4-20 on the bottom with some photographers that do a lot of putting things on and off of tripods. So I like to leave a grip on there. So as you can see here, it fits just perfectly. It fits really tight. It doesn't have a vertical provision, which is fine. I can do that with the tripod when I need to, and I'm not using this for professional portrait work that often. The other thing is on the back, it does have a mark for the dead center of the lens, which might be useful if you're going to do any panorama work. It'll make sure that your lens is really pivoting at its center, and it's going to make it a lot easier for software to be able to put together those panoramas. It does have the brand name and model number right here on the side, but it's clean otherwise. The bottom allows you to be able to get to the battery and the SD card, which is important on the fly. Now, the part I like the best is that the size of the grip is such that I can get my fingers in there and in between the lens, and I don't feel like it's interfering, and it leaves my finger close enough to be able to deal with the aperture ring on the X100F. So one of the things, so I put it on there, and it felt pretty comfortable in the hand. But one of the things that I didn't like about it was, while the plastic sort of matches the sort of faux leather texture that is on the X100F, it's kind of a hard plastic, and it doesn't really grip the fingers very well, which makes it feel a little bit insecure in the hand. And I've done this with my other grips, so I decided to do the same thing. There is some material that has a really good adhesive on the back that you can get. I think you can get it off of Amazon. And it's really meant to be used with gun stocks. So actually to kind of increase the grip on some pistols or the hand grips on a gun stock. And it works really well. It's really well made. It's a softer material, yet it has kind of more edges to it. So it actually kind of engages more with the ridges in your fingers. And it makes for a much more secure thing. So I just took a strip of that and laid it around the edge of this grip. And it's made all the difference in the world in terms of just sort of how it feels secure in one hand. You know, that's really kind of the great way to use this, is just you're able to just kind of carry it in one hand. There's no fatigue on the fingers. My fingertips are really engaged with the edges of that stuff. And then the better shape and the more room that I have to be able to get it, it really allows me to hook my fingers in there. So as a grip, it works really well for that. For clamping in a tripod, it provides a really quick way for me to do that with my tripods without having to reconfigure for this. But at the same time, it does provide a couple of 1/4-20 threaded holes in the bottom. So, if you are just going to put it on somebody else's tripod, or if you just have some sort of 1/4-20 accessory that you want to put on here, you can do it. So, good build quality, good thoughtfulness, good ergonomics, doesn't detract from the beautiful look of the camera. This camera is a real conversation starter. And so overall, I think it's a winner, and this is going to stay on my camera. And one more thing, one of the reasons I really like having these is it provides some protection. I've used cameras for a long time. Things happen. I drop them. And in, I would say, more than half the cases, the camera was really saved by landing on this big piece of aluminum here. The other thing is this is a real social camera, and you take it out, go to a brewery, go out to eat, something like that. Being able to set this on the table and know that, like, if somebody spills a beer or something, you've got at least, 3/8 of an inch or so, before any liquids are going to get up into your camera. So that's an added benefit. But anyway, the Mieke hand grip for the X100F, I'll call this a winner, and I think this is going to stay on my copy of the Fujifilm X100F. Y'all have a good day out there.